Spencer. Welcome to Sisterhood, a brand new weekly magazine show coming to you from Trinidad and Tobago.
And I'm Cecilia Salazar, and I would love to thank you for joining us as we come together to bring you some inspiration, information, and insights mixed with lots of fun, right, ladies?
Yes. And the intention of Sisterhood is to create a safe place where we can share, learn, and explore some of the unique issues women face not only here in Trinidad and Tobago, but the wider Caribbean.
Nice. It is time for us to start communicating and educating each other as we discover new ways to thrive in today's world. I also want to welcome our very special co-host, Miss Nicole Dyer Griffin, businesswoman, former politician, communication specialist, and creator of the O2N Foundation.
Well, thank you very much for having me here.
You're welcome.
I'm extremely excited to join you, lovely ladies, in this week's episode of the Sisterhood. And I think what really attracted me to this show is that you not only discuss issues, but you also look at finding creative solutions that speak to every angle, and that is really so very refreshing.
Thank you
So much, Nicole, and that's why we have you here to try and help us find some solutions today. And in today's show, we also have Pulse of Our People, opinions from some people we meet on the streets, and we have our inspirational and motivational segment, Words from the Wise.
Plus self-centered, our health and beauty and fitness segment. And in our main topic, we will be exploring judging addiction. Addicted to judging other people, a very common problem here in TNT. And all this and more when the Sisterhood returns.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for staying with us as we knew you would. We are coming to you today from the very beautiful Diane's Tea Shop on Long Circular Road in St. James. It is the place to have that special meeting or gathering, and it's a perfect place for the Sisterhood.
Yes, it is.
Most definitely it is. I want to take a moment to welcome Nicole to the Sisterhood
Again,
this
yes.
week. Yes.
Thank you.
I know you are an extremely busy lady and getting ready to launch your latest project, O2N Style. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for having me. It's O2M Style at O2 Park, and it's coming up on Sunday, the 27th of May. It's actually 3 experiences in one venue. So inviting people to come down at 4 p.m. and course through over 20 exhibits from exhibitors from across the region and Trinidad and Tobago. And then, of course, relax in the rituals, retreat theatre as you overlook the ocean and await the main event, which is O2N Style. So O2N Style at O2 Park, I'm inviting all of you, members of the Sisterhood, and of course the viewing audience. But the audience, you can get your tickets at www.suntix.com or at all NLCB outlets nationwide. All you will get a little comp.
That sounds very exciting. Very exciting. And thank you for the special invitation to be at the O2N Style
At O2 Park.
At O2 Park.
I have to get something to wear.
Yes. Right. So let's jump into our first segment, people. The Sisterhood calls it I was minding my own business when you fill in the rest.
Okay, I have one. I was minding my own business when I realized Wassas does not run the most efficient operation.
Really?
What? That's how you're gonna put it?
Wow.
Makes you wonder.
Okay.
So
That
you would expect that you could print your bill online, but you have to go in and then you have to wait, pick a number, wait, let the security guard tell you, okay, go, and let them print the bill for you, then go to the cashier. I think that's
backward.
it's a waste.
Yeah, but we're third world and things like that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway, okay, my turn, because a lot has happened, but I was minding my business when properly walking down through Port of Spain. You tell me, Port of Spain has so many characters, you can never tell
A
what
story a day.
So I minded my business walking, and because a lady walking, she tripped, and it was her slippers is leaving her foot.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, all right, cool. So I'm minding my business, going to help the lady, and she started off me up. Limano, I was like, all right, cool.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, you look the fool.
She was a little embarrassed.
Yeah, but I mean, oh gosh, it's somebody
Trying
coming
to
to help
help.
you.
But that was nice of you to help with her,
yeah.
darling. That was very nice.
That's
Oh, it's
me
me
in a
next.
nutshell.
Yeah.
I was minding my own business when I was caught in a roadblock. Yes, with lots of other people, and the driver had a little too much to drink, and the police. No, it's all right. I just want people to be aware out there, and they had to do a breathalyzer, and they got charged, and had to pay a fine, and all this went to court. But I just it opened my eyes that people are not aware of one that they drink so much in this country. So I think we need to be more aware of that. We feel we can handle our liquor. We feel, no man, I good.
Yeah.
One, two, that the police mean business these days. When it comes to the breathalyzer, so that's the two issues. You don't want to pay a fine, and you don't want to cause any damage.
Not only that,
So be aware, people.
Everybody in the car is like a full screening happening.
What's going on with your business?
All right.
I
So
guess
be
it's my
careful.
turn.
Yes, it has to be.
I was minding my own business when I was knocked almost unconscious by a headline on a newspaper that printed someone's personal business instead of their actual accomplishments. And I was a little bit aghast because this particular paper, I expect more from the publisher, and so and I saw that the reporter apologized.
Yeah,
and,
a small article, so
of
think
course,
it's
we
supposed
all
to be
agree.
the same way
Yeah,
like
the
the front
article,
page.
the apology should have been as
Just as
prominent
big, of
as
course.
the article,
Yeah.
which I suppose will segue into what we're discussing later on in terms of judgments and the weight we place on persons, women in particular, and their achievements and the way in which we treat with certain issues.
Exactly, and especially now in this day and age with Facebook and all, we feel everybody business is out there. So it's okay if we put it on the front page of the papers, where it's not.
It's horrible. And then I was minding my own business. I was walking through town, and
Town?
Port of Spain is a lovely place.
I tell him.
I heard a psst, felt special. I looked wrong. I saw my grandfather suiting me.
Oh my God!
As he was about to say something, a tooth fell.
No, yeah,
I just
man,
looked,
fix
turned
it.
around. Yes. Wait, just turned around and
The
the man tooth.
no.
I was like, he had a little falls, and I felt so bad. I just turned off and I walked. But I was Port of Spain is a nice. Yes.
It doesn't matter, Penny, you're beautiful now.
But but he
Sweet.
He appreciated.
And the teeth fall.
Yes, the teeth fall.
Wow.
Yes, okay,
Well,
but that
these
was
were
it.
some fabulous stories of life in Trinidad and Tobago, but we must stop here.
As we mind our business. Yes. When we return, we jumping into the topic. Today's topic, main topic, judging addiction. The addiction to judging other people. Business especially. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are viewing Sisterhood, and today's main topic is judging addiction. The addiction to judging other people. Trinis, we have that. Now, this is the land of not only steelpan, calypso, limbo, extempo, but in this land, we love to drop a pecan. We love to look at somebody and say, "You're looking thick and juicy, girl."
Rosie.
And both persons will laugh it off. Because while it is judging you, it is not in a negative kind of light, but in a very kind of tongue-in-cheek, a kind of humorous exchange between two people.
That's
So
true.
it's normal, and we like that, and we all know people who have perfected the art of pecan in this country. In fact, we always say it's a way of life here in Trinidad and Tobago, where you poke fun, but not with the intention of hurting or ridiculing anyone. You know,
That is so true.
We like to poke fun.
Even when your pecan gets too real and it hits too close to the truth, you will get a laugh or a slap on the shoulder, just to let you know that you are crossing the line. But no one leaves emotionally hurt or wounded. It ends right there. But in these modern times, with the world dumping their lifestyle from cable and the internet on our doorstep, it is easy for us to forget who we are and what is Trini we. How to behave as Trimbegonians.
Yes. Today, however, it's not only your close friends you can judge, but now you have thousands of people who you don't even know, but who you can have an opinion on and tell the world what you think about them, all with the help of the internet.
Oh, yes,
You don't
social
even
media.
need, you don't even need to face the person you want to ridicule. and you can even be anonymous, creating your own site and Facebook page. We sit all day on our phones and computers, finding people to judge and hurt, and we say the vilest things too.
Yeah.
The strange thing, it seems to leave us feeling good about ourselves.
I don't
How
understand.
nasty we can be, how disgusting and hurtful we can be. Trinis are now perfecting the art of judging.
Now, judging is not new. It has always been with us, but now it has reached epidemic proportions.
Oh yeah.
It is so easy to say what is on your mind without any thought for the impact and the consequence on the other person. And it leaves the person doing it with so little or no consequence for their actions, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, that's a really
People
good
don't
point.
care.
You know, in my own life experience, people have said and done some of the most disturbing and hateful and hate-filled things. And
I could just
sometimes,
imagine.
sometimes it was a real struggle. But, you know, many times as a result of certain things and support, I was able to hold my head up high, straighten the crown, and continue to achieve, and reach for my potential. Because at some point, you have to make the decision to not allow the negativity to hold you back.
And being a South girl too, you know. We
Yeah.
don't take that.
Whatever. I'm just saying the tongue thing out there. But with the recent attempt by Jason Jones to overturn the burglary law, it was surprising to see how fearful and hateful people were in their comments, you know.
Young men and women who supported the move were even thrown out of their homes by their parents, who felt so ashamed and hurt that they made the decision to abandon their own child so that society doesn't judge them, instead of loving their child despite his views or sexual preference.
Wow.
What is that?
I don't know. Well, as
What
a
is
mother
that?
myself of 3 beautiful girls, I can't imagine choosing what people think of me ahead of how much I love my children. I can't imagine telling my child, you know, leave the house because I'm ashamed of you. I think that I can never be ashamed of my child. That's impossible. Judging and hate takes us to a place of less love and more hate. And who wants to live like that? Right, ladies?
We don't want to
Like
live
that?
like that.
No. Now we are not saying only certain people judge, because we know that the truth is every one of us suffers from
Guilty.
judging. We judge other people, politics, religion, parenting, boyfriend,
Cat, dog, fish, everything we judge.
everything. We are judging maybe too often that we don't even notice anymore. It's just a habit, a bad habit. That is where the cycle of judgment is more like an addiction.
Of course.
When we don't know how consumed our lives are with judging other people.
And how much we enjoy it.
Yes, addicted like social media. We addicted.
Addicted to
What she wearing? Let me see what I could
Oh,
punish.
she should wear that belt.
Yes.
And I think when you judge, it gives you a sense of self-righteousness.
Yeah.
That, you know, you may be better than someone else, you may be smarter, and that it makes you feel good about your sense. A sense of false, you know, self-aggrandizement. And a lot of times people get into groups and also start pulling others down. And you may laugh and enjoy when they had the lacqueray and what they're saying about other
I
people.
feeling better than you. You
Exactly,
feeling better than me.
exactly.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you're saying these bad things about others, and sometimes even about people who may be their friends. And in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a lot of gossip groups of boys and girls whose only joy comes from hanging out together and pulling other people down.
Yes. Well, how has judging affected us here in this group? Have judging ever, anybody judged you and really affected you?
Definitely.
I know, when Cecilia and I used to do America dance, I know people would judge us and think that is who we were.
Yeah.
I remember we were walking the road once to a carnival. Hey, see, look at them 2 prostitutes.
Yeah.
Look, what? It was just a play.
They can't separate the acting from real. So they judge you, and then they judge actors as well. It depends on your job.
The
job
actors,
can be
like
what they judge
internationally, when you see some of these actors, you'll be like, you fall in love with the character too, and that's who you think you would always get. So I understand that in particular. But when you come from Laventine, everybody look at you in a particular way.
So you're judged by where you live, you're judged on the job you do.
Color, and our society is so multi-ethnic and racial. We should not be throwing racial slurs and pulling people.
But that don't stop us. But you in politics, I'm sure, and you've been
Every aspect
Miss
of my
Universe.
life, I have been
Beauty
judged.
competition.
Exactly. So let's start from secondary school. I was judged when I started working? Why you're so young? Why are you working? Because I need money to go and study. I was judged when I started studying as a registered nurse. How dare you question consultants on the health of clients?
Right.
I was judged when I entered Miss Trinidad and Tobago. How dare you not drop your team of people because I lived in Zales in Belmont. Tobago. How dare you, this little girl from Zales? What do you know and all that? I was judged when I left Miss Trinidad and Tobago and entered the corporate world. I mean, you're a beauty queen. You're not being a marketing consultant.
You have a
I was judged when I left the corporate world and entered politics. How dare you enter politics? What can you possibly bring to the national landscape of Trinidad and Tobago? So when you enter a room, they see your hair, your face, your shoes, your clothes, your everything before you actually judge you based on what you bring.
I go to school looking like a piper yesterday, watching me. And I like to dress down too.
But doesn't it feel good to prove them wrong?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you mentioned something earlier on when you said that, Nicole, you are addicted to being judged. And you know, in my life, when I look back, sometimes I think perhaps you're right, because I always find myself being placed in scenarios where people afforded the opportunity to have an opinion. And when I speak with younger people, I always tell them, when you are given the opportunity to prove yourself, take it.
Of course, do it.
Prove yourself.
Success is the best revenge.
Of course.
Yes, very much.
I always like to say, I remember my Bible, that's the saying in the Bible, judge not, lest be judged. Right? And that's what I have to say about that. Cast not the first stone. Look at yourself before you look at anybody else.
Correct.
So coming back,
Which is
just
hard
now.
for them to do
Yes,
because there's a lot to face the truth. But yes.
There's a lot to face yourself. Exactly.
Yes.
More judging.
Judgment comes, yes, all
No
judging.
judge we, eh?
No judging, no judging.
The judging addiction in this country is real. Let's go to the pulse of our people, a segment where we speak to the people on the street to get their thoughts and opinions.
Judging addiction, I would say everybody, that word that we like to use so freely, Mako, I think it has to do with our culture. Not necessarily judging, but people like to perceive and have their own opinion. And honestly, as I tell my children, this may be a bit crude, but an opinion is like an we all have one.
We have to realize that some things aren't that easy and just stop judging. The future of the country is going down instead of going up. Every creed and race find an equal place, yet still you see so much judgmental behavior going on.
Yeah, everybody's focused on everybody else, everyone else's business instead of focusing on their own self and building their own self.
Right. I believe that Trinidad and Tobago is made up of people who sometimes in competition with each other. And so sometimes in order for me to feel good about myself, I have to put down some weights. Sometimes some of our race divisions also is about finding space.
Feel free to say what you want, but you should always say it respectfully, because you never know the person's background, where they've come from, how they may take a comment. Just because you want to share does not mean you can't uplift someone while sharing an opinion or voicing your concerns. But having mutual respect for each other while sharing is certainly the first step in the right direction when it comes to, bringing this country as a one, like we used to be. My children never knew anything of color. It was either male or female. I was never raised that way, nor did I ever raise my children that way. And I think that's what society needs to continue to do. Just always make sure to teach them the values, teach them standards. And once it is we, as they always say, a community raises a child, once we all have the same goal in mind, which is our future, everyone should be working together, working harmoniously, and, for what our children, what are we leaving behind for them?
Thought-provoking some of those comments. And I'm really liking at how our young people have opinions on this judging thing.
But it also shows how widespread
it
is, and everybody can agree that it is a major problem.
Young
I just think they just should not judge
Of course, I
You
mean,
just
we
have
can't help it.
none.
We have to be able to judge different things. Oh, gosh, I like how that mango looking boy. I'm going to wait for it to get right.
Well,
Do
yeah.
simple things, not negative. Judge in a
Yeah.
positive way, where we could, positively affect each other's lives, you know? No, I love this color, how it's looking good on you, girl. You must wear that more often. How you feeling? Oh, gosh, look at that color.
Is it sometimes though that we take it as a judgment when somebody making a compliment?
be.
As I say, like somebody
Sorry.
told me the other day I look rosy.
Okay.
And I take it to mean that I put on weight, you know what I mean?
Right.
We get offended, but
Yeah.
maybe we take the judgment more than, you know.
No, man, I think a lot of people could know the difference
But-
between as a real pong
Yeah.
or a good
And you know,
But
compliment.
it's a balance. It's a
balance.
balance, and the balance is always based on a number of issues, your self-esteem, and a
Of
number of
course.
different things.
That's
So
true.
I
I
That's
think
true.
what the
That's
people
true.
had to say really hits on the pulse of
Yes,
this
yes.
whole being addicted
Judging,
to
yeah,
judging.
this addicted to judging. I mean, I say when people have accidents on the road, and people stop, people stop, traffic
Pausing
slow
traffic.
down just to
Yeah.
see who, if I know that
Tobacco.
person, Right, who is that? Let me see. Right. Anyway, so that's it.
And
That's
then
it.
we
doing
also
this.
help, huh?
Yes,
So-
yes, yes.
All right, ladies, look, we have to go to a commercial
Yes.
break
Yeah.
from our sponsors. And when we return, we will explore some possible solutions that help us alleviate this judging addiction, that we have.
Hush your mouth is one, but come back.
Mind your
Coming back.
business.
Welcome back, everyone. You're viewing Sisterhood, a brand new series where we address some of the issues facing not only women but our country on the whole. Today's topic is judging addiction
Yep.
and the many ways in which it is affecting how we live, love, and grow as a society.
Oh yes, it's affecting us badly sometimes, I think. Now we have heard and experienced the many stories of judging addiction. We've also heard the comments from the pulse of our people. We heard lots of comments, good ones, bad ones,
Yeah.
some whatever. But our team here has found some interesting perspectives for us to consider as we look at ways to address this growing problem. The fact is, judging isolates us, Most people develop an addiction because you're trying to numb a core wound, which is usually rooted in a childhood, something in your childhood. Maybe someone told you that you weren't too good enough or you experienced some kind of other trauma that left you feeling alone, and sometimes these could affect you, To avoid experiencing that pain again, we project it onto others by pointing out their flaws. Our fear leads us to attack mode, but reenacting the trauma of the past only creates more loneliness and disconnection from the people around us.
So it's true because
Yeah.
judging also prevents our healing.
Of course.
It just keeps the wound festering. You have to be willing to look at your darkness in order to see the light. It sounds deep, but it's
Yeah,
so
it's
true.
true.
That's why the first step is a judgment detox.
I love
That's
that.
what we recommend.
A judgment detox.
Detox. It's to witness what is happening with you, but don't blame yourselves, right? Don't judge yourself either. Because when we judge, we separate from love. And to stop the cycle, we have to cultivate self-love.
Do that.
True that. So the second step that we investigated and we found out
Yes.
is to honor that core wound. Look at what has caused our pain in the past and be good with it. It is, after all, in the past.
Of course.
So next time you have the urge to judge, ask yourself, what moment from the past is triggering you to feel this way? When we can understand ourselves, understand where our pain comes from, then the healing can
Of
begin.
course,
Yeah?
of course,
That's
of
what
course,
we
of
found.
course.
That's so very
That's
true.
true,
And
yeah.
another point about judging is that sometimes it leaves you powerless. Many people feel safer or more powerful when they judge, as if they have control over their circumstances. But
Yeah.
hatred only creates more hatred. And those hours, some of you might spend fuming about the news, for instance, could be used in a more positive way, like perhaps volunteering about a cause that you
Yeah.
really care about, or engaging in some creative projects, or spending quality time simply with the people you love.
Yeah.
And recovering from judgment addiction gives us back our power.
Yes.
And it really lifts up everyone around
Of
us.
course, yeah.
And we can start using our time to build up rather than to break down people. Could you imagine just how fabulous that
Of
is?
This whole society would be a
Yeah.
whole country. would be
Recovery
different.
isn't easy, but when we let go of judgment, we make room for love and joy.
Of course.
It's like staying sober. You
Ah.
can't really enjoy drinking again because you know how good it feels to live
live.
without it.
Of course.
You can focus on the impact of judgments, have your own lives through a series of reflective questions. One is, do my judgments work for me or against me?
Usually against.
Yeah.
Usually.
Do I admire people who satisfy my needs, desires, values, and interests? Or do I approach and attach myself to people who lead me down dark alleyways and dead ends where I invest a great deal of emotional energy with very little personal growth, satisfaction, or meaning?
Of course.
That is so true. I know so
Yes.
many people
Some
like
people are
that
trying to
that we have to try and stay away from.
Yes.
But Cecilia, I think a big part of it is to be mindful. Although judgment is a natural instinct, try to catch yourself before you speak or send a nasty email and do any potential harm.
True.
You can't get your words back. So just pause, see if you can understand where the person might be coming from. Try to rephrase a critical internal thought into a positive one, or at least a neutral one, right? You must know that we really don't know the reasons for somebody else's behavior.
That is so true.
And we must be patient. I mean, patient with ourselves, because sometimes you don't really, you want to stop judging, but you find yourself going back and doing it, but just, okay, come back. Just, but it's not going to happen one time. Yes, it's not going to happen now. When someone disagrees with us or somehow makes our life difficult, remember that it's typically not about us.
Correct.
It may
So
be about their
self-centered,
pain or their
exactly,
struggle. Why not give others the benefit of the doubt? Never underestimate the pain of a person. Will Smith said, because in all honesty, everyone is struggling. Some people are better at hiding it than others.
So true, so true. So just look for basic goodness, right? This takes practice, yes, as our minds naturally scan for the negative. But if we try, we can almost always find something good about another person.
Yes, because remember, we are more alike than we are different, you know. And when I feel critical of someone, I try to remind myself that the person loves their family just like I do and wants to be happy and free of suffering just like I do. More important, that person makes mistakes just like I do. And I also want to say, as we are talking about being a parent, we have to try now and be the example, so that our children who are on all these social medias, they don't judge. We have to be the example.
Be an example,
And one of the things that I always make mention to my child in particular is that you only have control of the way you respond to situations. You have no control over
the
how
people,
someone else chooses
react
to
to you.
respond.
Yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes we just need to give the person the benefit of the doubt. Someone once told me that no one wakes up in the morning and says, today I think I'm going to be a jerk.
Wow.
We can talk exactly. But most of us really try to do the best we can with the resources we have at the moment. And I remember a saying by one thinker in particular, Albert Einstein, who said that everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its entire life believing that it's stupid.
That is such a good say. They should have it up in every school.
You need to start feeling good about you. Motivational speaker Brene Brown says, if I feel good about my parenting, I have no interest in judging other people's choices. If I feel good about my body, I don't go around making fun of other people's weight or appearances. We're hard on each other because we're using each other as a launching pad out of our own perceived deficiencies. You know?
That is so true. We spit judgments at things we hate about ourselves. If you look at people who go out around judging other people, usually pointing out their own hurt and pain. You look at those people. It is a clear insight into what they are struggling with. Look at them.
True.
They have pain. Look, despite our best efforts, we all judge others. We try not to. It might be over small things like a co-worker who took out too long on the lunch break, or it might be over a bigger issue such as a person behaves selfishly or hurt our feelings, Psychologist and mediation teacher Tara Brach frequently tells this story. Imagine you're walking through the woods and you see a small dog, a little pumpkin or something, it looks cute.
Nice.
And friendly. You approach and you move to pet the dog, and suddenly it snarls and tries to bite you. And the dog no longer seems cute, does it?
No.
And you feel fear and possibly anger. Then, as the wind blows, the leaves on the ground are carried away, and you see that the dog has one of his legs caught in a trap. That's why he was bawling, not because of you. Now you feel compassion for the dog. You know, it became aggressive because it's in pain and it's suffering. So many of us who judge are in pain
And suffering.
and are suffering. And we need not to make it take it personally, people, and hope that they find the healing that they need.
And just
So based on
try
what
to
you
be
said,
nice to
politicians
them.
in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So lots of people-
Not you.
You are one of the new age. Oh, that was really some good solutions, ladies. Thank you very much. We hope that we shared some insight with you, and there's much more when we return.
When we return.
Welcome back, everyone. You are viewing Sisterhood. Your weekly magazine show. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. And we are so glad that you stay with us.
Yeah.
Checking us out.
Nice.
And besides taking care of each other, let's take care of ourselves. With this week's fashion, beauty, and personal wellness segment, Self-Centered. Check it out.
Thank you, ladies. Well, today we are self-centered in Tobago. I'm coming to you from the Time to wine store at Sherwin Plaza, Sherwin Road. As you know, self-centered is all about you looking after yourself, and when you have places to go and people to meet, nothing makes you feel good as looking good. So today we speak with fashion designer Dale Angus. So welcome, Dale. Happy to have you with the Sisterhood this week.
Thank you for having me. It's lovely to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your design philosophy.
My design philosophy, I would like to say, is based on comfort. I really am intrigued by making a garment comfortable while also making yourself feel sexy at the same time. I think as women, we have these high standards of beauty is pain, and I feel like that is ridiculous. We shouldn't really have to go through that. And so I take that whenever I'm designing something, and that is one main aspect that I do put into my design. Another thing is making people feel great in their bodies, you know, and making people feel happy in what they're wearing, and just adding to them, and not just, you know, it being everything about the clothes, but about the actual individual itself.
So Dale, where can we find you?
You can find me in Scarborough. I have a boutique located in the E&M Mall. It's the yellow building in town across from Royal Castle, on the mid floor. And you can also find some of my collection in 212 location in West Mall. And it will be there for another 2 weeks, I believe.
Oh, great, accessible to all.
Yes, I'll try to be. And you can find us online at www.houseofabege.com.
Okay. seem to have a big reputation for being very professional, very organized. What keeps you self-centered?
Wine.
Perfect place to be.
I think my definition of self-centered is just, taking time to take care of yourself, even if it is just taking 5 minutes to meditate in the morning or to just woosah. Personally, I try to every day, take a couple minutes off of social media. I realize now because I have a business, I'm on it a lot more, and I really don't like to be on it that much. So to get away from it, I take a couple minutes to myself. I might watch an episode on Netflix, something that really relaxes me. Listen to some music, and then, really kind of visualize what my day is going to be like, what I'm planning next as far as design and everything like that. So it really just depends on, I guess, my mood that I'm in. Even just taking a shower kind of helps sometimes. So, yeah.
And that was your little taste of self-centered in Tobago. Go back to Diane's tea shop.
As women, we must know that we can learn from each other's experiences and gain strength from that knowledge. So, in an effort to encourage sharing, we move into our next segment called A Word from the Wise.
Hi, I'm Valerie Alexander George, and I am originally from Shogunas. I was born in Karapichaima in the 1970s. I did all my infant schooling at the Karapichaima Hindu School. Later on, I migrated to Sangre Grande, where I live with my mom. I've been through the educational system, and I decided to become a police officer, which was probably the best choice for a career, because I was always interested in the family aspect of it, dealing with kids and families. And so I guess I may have chosen wisely, but then again, maybe I should have been a social worker, who knows. I'm a very adventurous person, I must say. So I was a motorcyclist. I sang with the choir and the police band. I rode horses. I drove the vehicles. So I was almost everywhere you can think about. Well, I come from a large family. I'm number 12 of 12. My mother, she migrated from Venezuela when she was pretty young. And my father, he was a Tobagonian. Well, I got married at an early age. I was 20 years old to be exact. And the discussion I had with my husband at the time was, I have my education, so let's have our kids, and then I would look for a job. And lo and behold, my kids started getting older, which was, as we say, cross watermark. And he decides that he doesn't want a wife that is working. And I am here with all that education, as I thought in my head, and wanting to do something with it. So, young, hot-headed, I left, and I pursued the dream of joining the police service. I think at the age of 12, losing my father, and I still get emotional talking about it, that was probably the most difficult thing. It's hard to be a child living with a mother who, she did her best, but having a father in a home, I think, is a most important thing with families. When you don't have a father around, something is missing. And I, having gotten married and going through my relationships and stuff, I always try to keep my children close to their father, because I never wanted them to feel that sense of lust, that sense of wanting what they are seeing other people with. Family has always been a very important thing to me, that closeness, that togetherness. So I think that was probably the major thing that happened in my life. And it affected my relationships. Looking back at it now, I think it affected a lot of my relationships. I have always been a person with, what your parents say, with a mind of your own. You have a mind of your own. But that is important. You must know what you are capable of. You must know what you are willing to give, what you're willing to accept. Right? And I have always struggled to be myself. When I was growing up, the kids at school used to call me, Blackie, you're so black. And they started calling me Black Stalin. And I used to say, well, I is the blackest person they know. You don't have people blacker than me. And when I grew up, I started to see people, I said, wait, look how black that person is. And oh my God, look how sweet, look how pretty. And that's when it hit me, wait now, man. It have anything wrong with black? Hell no. I black and I beautiful. So now I am proud to show it. I have my natural hair. This is me. Be proud of yourself. I would love to see Trinidad and Tobago live in real unity, not lip service. I was born in Chaguanas. I went to a Hindu school. I spoke Hindi from the age of 1 to 6. I left Chaguanas and went to Sandy Grande, and then I knew what racism was. That's when I know we don't mix. And I had a godmother that was pure Indian. And I leave a house. And I went to prayers. And I ate my curry and my this and my that. And I didn't know that I was supposed to be racist. I didn't know I was a N-word. I thought those things was just childhood play. I want Trinidad and Tobago to be unified, not only in words. What I always wished that I had so much money that I could just have a big house and adopt every little child that needed adopted. I really love children. And I always tell my friends, if you don't want me to discipline your child, I don't mean physically, although that comes into play sometimes, do not send them by me. Because it means to say that when my child come by you, you are not going to discipline them. You're going to let them run like wild hogs. I am most grateful for my mother. She is a fascinating woman. She taught me what being a mother and a woman is really about. Coming from Venezuela at the age of 16, already married with about 4 children in tow, working an estate with a husband who couldn't care less if Sunday fall on a Monday. She took care of the house, took care of the husband, took care of the children, and still remained the person she was. She came with her language, she still has it. She came with all her ideas and all her recipes and all her medicinal knowledge, and she still has it, and she has passed that on to me. My mother, a wonderful woman.
That was our word from the wise. Thank you so much for sharing. Love this. Well, ladies, that leads us to our word of the week. What is the one word you want to take into next week? That word will focus you, motivate you, and keep you grounded. Ladies, what word?
My one is more open. I want to let people know my word is patriotism. For some reason, after the Michelle Yayi moment, I think we as, Trimbagonians don't understand how important the international forum see us if we're not patriotic.
Yeah.
We don't support each other. It's hard for us to really come together as a unit for certain things. I hear about the manual and the this and the that in droves, and I see some of
Yeah.
them plan things. They even have like sports fun day, and they go to one of these sports place, and they look at these
International
international games.
So
So what about
our
the
local?
international
Patriotism.
lines for us? So I think we need to, share some more patriotism
Great.
with our athletes, our ambassadors, in a whole. Period.
More,
Yeah.
because a lot of us, we are very patriotic. I
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
I am a Trinidad to the bone.
But we are patriotic on the
Tomorrow.
one hand, and on the next side we pound them.
Yeah.
Right?
Nicole.
My word is transformation. And it
Oh,
speaks to the
nice.
issue that we dealt with on this episode, which is the addiction to judging. And what I'm encouraging persons is to breathe in a fresh breath of oxygen and utilize that oxygen to transform your spirit, your soul, and the way in which we treat with each other, the way in which we interact with each other, the way in which our interpersonal relationships take on each other. So whilst you come down to O2 and start at O2 Park on Sunday the 27th of May, remember that my word is transformation.
Transformation.
All of that.
To Roby.
My word is courage. Courage
Courage.
to do the right thing, courage to say the right thing, courage to look inward, which is very difficult to do. Courage to be true to ourselves and be
Yeah.
good to other people. Yeah,
Oh,
just do the right thing.
Courage.
Yeah, courage.
My word is respect. Because I think if we don't respect each other and respect ourselves, then we will continue to judge. But I want us to be non-judgmental, and the only way I think we can do that is by respecting everybody's point of view, their way of life, their sexual preference, their religion. Just respect our brothers and sisters, and then we may not judge them.
We hear you, Ed.
My word, your word. please.
Diet. I take a diet into next week because I want to watch what I eat. I want to be very healthy. And my nephew, who is younger than me, got a heart attack. Would you believe? And because he was not taking care of himself, he's eating and smoking and drinking like nobody's business. So diet is important to me.
Yeah, to take care of ourselves. Everybody
Especially certain parts of me.
have a healthy diet. I like that. Good.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank everyone for viewing. For you ladies,
Yes.
and to extend this special invitation to you to join the Sisterhood group. Best part, it's free.
Yes.
You have to pay nothing.
Totally.
Right? So we want you to be a part of this movement.
Yes. Be
The
a part.
intention is for us to form a large, powerful group of ladies who will come together in the sisterhood to communicate, collaborate, and celebrate with each other.
Celebrate each other with each other, all over each other as women.
Yes.
And it's very easy to join. Simply log on to the sisterhoodtt.com and click join the sisterhood, or go to the Sisterhood Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago page on Facebook, and you'll find the join the sisterhood form.
Yes, join us.
Yes.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, because we want this to be more than just a weekly television show, but a movement that can make the lives of women, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but the region better by coming together to communicate, collaborate, and celebrate our greatness as Caribbean women in this world.
I want to thank all those who tuned in today. We will be right back next week, same place, same time. Remember, we also want you to get your sisterhood bracelets. I don't have a mine today, but get yours. It is a 7 chakra and lava stone diffuser bracelet, and that means you can add your fragrances to the lava stone. Cecilia, I know a lot about it earlier.
Yes.
The 7 chakra semi-precious gemstone beads are said to have healing powers. They are available for what?
Only $100.
Only $100.
A contribution. And
Yes.
part of this contribution goes to help a home in Trinidad and Tobago, one of those female homes. So you're not only buying something, you're helping out a sister.
Where's my?
You're getting
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sorry. And they come in gold pouches, and we're all wearing ours. Well,
Yeah,
most
but-
of us. All right.
Most
of us.
We also want you to look out for our live sisterhood empowerment events coming up very soon.
Yes, and we will be at O2 Park. You'll see a sisterhood booth, so all you look
May
out for
27.
us. May 27, come out, come in. You might be, come in and enjoy us. No, people, we are really, we are all really excited that the sisterhood is here. And in the next few weeks, we have so many great topics to share with you. And we hope that you will be able to learn something from the experience, the sisterhood experience.
All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode. Join us next week for much more. Bye for now. And as we always say,
Let's take care of each other, TNT.